Hello, viewer, and welcome back to Games with Dialogue. This is episode 23 of my RPG Maker series. Last time, I started trying to balance out the early levels in terms of stats and XP and equipment. And that's what I'm going to be doing for this episode as well. So let's dive in. So I think I have what I want in terms of their attack values. I always forget when I have protagonist open. This is not what I'm looking at. These three and this one are what I'm looking at. Anyways, I think I have attack locked in. Skills, I haven't even started touching skills. But I remember looking at how much damage the spells did, and while the MP cost I think is too low, 100 damage against an enemy I think is fine, because I'm gonna raise the hit points of the early enemies. Just going through the attack values and the weapon values of the players, 10 hit points was never going to be realistic unless they started really low. Where I have them at is fine, so the enemies needed an HP boost, which meant the magic, 100 damage is fine. I think it's fine. Let's see, weapons, I dropped most of them down in price because that was too expensive. The early level stuff can be this weak. As we go up, not weak, cheap. As we go up in levels, they'll get more expensive and these parameters will jump up. But I left the high attack stuff, sword, axe, and bow. No? The sword and axe. I left them at 10, and then the bow and the spear at 8. The dagger I dropped to 5, along with the claw. And then the cane I dropped to 3, but your magic attack gets boosted, so that's why you wear that. Plus, with the ability to switch weapons in the middle of combat, it's fine if canes do 3. You have the spellcasters equip those, and then when they want to physically attack, if they run out of mana, they can. Let's see. So, warrior, I changed it a little bit. It goes 8, but then it raises to 2. And so forth. Elementalist, I dropped really low. It's 5, and it raises. I think actually at level 5 it should be a 7 value, not an 8. But that's what the curve generated. I can, as I've said last episode, I can go in and change values on my own. This was just a quick and dirty generate. Level 1 starts the same, but you can see, unlike the Elementalist, she gets a little bit more attack value out of her character. Just a little. It's still far below Scout and Warrior, but no, I think she'll be pretty much worthless as an attacker late game, but she still gets more attack than the Elementalist. Scout goes straight up. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna do defense this time. The formula for creating, for damage in combat is your attack times 4 against the enemy's or the target's defense times 2. So right now, everybody has 16. Plus the hide armor they're wearing, which I dropped really far. I'm going to tweak this so that it's not quite so pathetic, but it is opening gear. But during my testing, enemies with an attack value of 10 were only doing 4 damage against the player characters. Meanwhile, the sprite at attack 15 was doing 25 damage. That is a huge swing for 5 points. So there is a very fine line that the enemies are going to have for attack values and for defense values for the player characters. That one's going to be a little bit more tricky. I'm okay with the defense here because the players were doing all right damage. The scout could kill them in one shot. The warrior could sometimes kill them in one shot, depending on how the value swung. Whether or not they crit or not. And then the casters couldn't. It would stack up. Against 2 enemies, that's fine. Against 4, it makes it a little tougher, which is fine. I think I'll do a combat battle test. I'll do a battle test at the end of the episode to show you guys. So for now, what do I want to do here? Attack 15 for a sprite is too high. And for the rat, it's too low. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to raise... No. What I'm going to do is tweak the... I'm going to tweak the class's defense until the rat's 10 does the amount of damage I want it to do. And then we'll tweak every other enemy's stat and the armor from there. So, I know 16 is too high. And with a warrior of 8, I think having the defense be 8 also works for me. I also want to generate the curve the same. So let me look at that. How did I do this? I wish it would tell me when I click on this what curve I'm using is. 199 at the end. I'm pretty sure I changed that value to 190. Or even, what was it, 180? I thought it was 180. That's what I intended it to be. Now I need to check the scout and make sure that it stayed where I needed it to stay. 220. That's right. The huge difference in 20. That's why okay, right. I gotta go back to warrior and change it back. Because it was actually, that amount is a tremendous difference. And I wanted the warrior to be behind the scout, but not that far behind. I'm actually debating whether or not I should have it 200 and just have the 20 difference. No, you know what? 190. 190 is good. All right. So I went off on a tangent. Defense is what I was looking at. 8 attack, 8 defense, but I want level 99. The warrior's supposed to have more. Much more. I'm thinking I should put him at 220, but that's going to require some testing because it could be too high. Unlike attack, the defense could be too high. I'm going to go with the game's... suggestion and get a ballpark around 138. I'm going to do 150, I think. He is a defender. Growth type, unfortunately, the faster it goes, the more it plateaus out. The slower it goes, just to look at it. So it barely grows at all, and then it grows super fast at the end. I want it to grow super fast at the end, but also super fast down here. But if I try that, I get this plateau here in the middle. That's not what I want. I want it to keep going. What if I do that? It still slows down at the end of the game. If I go slower, then at a certain point, probably down. Well, it starts to grow slower and then speeds up, but it slows down in the middle. I think that's okay. Right around here in the middle is where the gear is you're most dependent on the gear. And then here at the end, when you stop getting really good stuff, your stats start to matter again. At least that's the idea. All right, that's what I'm going to go with for him. All right. Let's do the scout next. I want the scout to be slightly better than the spellcasters, but not as good as the warrior. Actually, I think I should have... I'm going to go back in here to the warrior and change this to an 11. Right, and then generate curve. So let's go over 1. There we go. Okay. So the scout will be 8. We'll do that. And then level 99. Ooh, all right. So we did 150 for the warrior. And I know that there's a huge swing, even between 10 points. So let's do 130. There we go. And growth type, I think we'll have a base growth type for the scout. I think middle ground in terms of growth is good for this character class. The attack just shoots through the roof, but defense stays low. I'm all right with that, at least for now. I haven't even started to test it yet after the early levels. I'm still not sure if I want to keep such a slow curve up. It's all right. It's all right because it's only going to get worse from there. If I do 3 over, yeah, seriously, it doesn't grow fast enough. And if I go 2 over this way, then he plateaus out here in the middle. Actually, you know what? No. I don't want him plateauing. But I also don't want his growth to be stunted. It just seems like a lazy decision. Not dumb, but just lazy. To have every curve just be normal in the center. Like every class is different. Their stats should grow differently. But we are talking about the base classes as well. I don't know. It grows fine here, and then it starts to plateau off. I don't know. I think my problem is just how small the value is. Whatever. It's fine. Alright, so Priest I want to be slightly more defensive than Elementalist. So let's do Elementalist first. Value at 5? What does that make? If I have 5 plus the hide shirt, that's 7. So 7 times 2 is 14 versus a rat's 10 times 4. 40 versus 17? Alright, you know what? I'm going to have to test it. That sounds terrible. Just awful. I definitely want that to be smaller than 130. I'm going to do 110. And growth type, I want it to plateau out when he reaches a... Yeah. I'd actually prefer that it plateaus sooner. The problem is him, the Elementalist, and the Priest. Any spellcaster who's got low defense like that, I don't want them being one-shotted by endgame enemies. So they have to, at minimum, have enough defense and enough defense on their endgame gear, or at least close to it, what I can reasonably expect a casual player to have. That they aren't being one-shotted by endgame enemies. So I need to... Actually, I should write down how much I'm giving him for defense. because all of my balancing for the rest of the team's survival is going to go around how much damage he takes from enemies. Okay, I'm actually going to wait to test that because the priest, I'm also going to give a starting value of 5, but and an end game value of 110. But her growth type is going to be different. I think it's just going to be a flat growth. So she starts out. Actually, with the way I think this plays out, she'll have less defense, but by the end of the game, she'll have slightly more. Right around where... Yeah, I think the Elementalist's defense will grow faster, but the Priest's doesn't plateau out like his does. Maybe I want a slow growth then. Let me see. So it grows slower, but it'll reach that point. The Elementalist grows faster, but he'll stop growing. I actually want to switch the two. I want the Priest to be where the Elementalist is, and I want the Elementalist to be here. So let me go this way with it. Yeah. And then the Elementalist will go that way with it. There we go. All right. So, with that in play, let's do a... let's do a fight against one rat, and we'll have... Let's see, Actor None, Joan. I want to switch you out for one of the spellcasters. None and None. Okay. Hide Shirt, right. And Kane, I'm going to give you... I'll give you a bow, just to see what that's like. So her attack is 13, her defense is 7. Let's see how much damage a 10 attack rat does. Remember, the rat also has 10 defense. So, there we go. 31 out of 40 hit points, 23. Okay. Well... They're not going to start with 427 hit points, or 450. What I'm thinking... I'm going to actually end this, so that I don't have to talk over the music. What I'm thinking is... Everybody will start... I don't know. The enemy starts with 40 hit points. These early level 1. I think that's fine. She hit her for half damage. Or... What was it? 38? She almost killed it with one shot, and I think that's fine for a bow. He hit her for 23. That's a lot. I gotta say, that's a lot. But they're gonna have a lot more hit points. Not 450, but a lot. The problem is... If they take too much damage at level 1, or 2, or 3, your healing's limited right now. You've got one spellcaster who can heal, and then potions, which are still expensive, especially relative to how much gold I'm giving for level 1 enemies. So you don't want to take... You don't want the party taking 23 damage when... they're going to be fighting across that mountain. That's... If I give them 200 hit points each, everybody, all 4 of them, assuming they get into a fight 5 times, and each one of them takes a hit all 5 times, they're going to be burning through potions much faster than I want them to. So I either decrease the cost of potions, and they stock up, I decrease how much damage they take, or I keep how much hit points they have. I just think 450 is too much for a level 1 character. How much does it go up by? 50. Yeah. I mean, it going up by 50 is fine. It's just too high. What if I do 300 for the warrior? Oh, wait. No, this is the priest. All right. What if I do 300? I want to see... Everything else being equal, I want to see how much damage he takes with... Let me go to armors here. Let me go to mail. Hide shirt's 2 defense. 2 might be too low for the hide shirt. But let me... Oh, yeah. All right. Before I start fiddling with that, let me go back into the hide armor. Right. Okay. So let me raise its defense to what I was thinking was a good beginner level. Middle ground general armor defense. 5. Let's see. Go back to troops. Go to Rat. Battle test with Elizabeth. She's wearing the hide shirt. Good. I'm going to give her a dagger this time because it's weaker than the bow, but still strong. Her defense is 10 now. All right. Let's fight this rat and see how much damage he does. Maybe all I have to do is tweak the armor, and it'll be a fine value. So that's what I expected. And that's a little better. 19 is a little better. Just a little, though. Especially for these two. What is their... What did I set their defenses at again? 5? Yeah. So I expect them to take more damage. Let me try... That's 11 plus 5. Let me try the warrior, though. I want to see how much damage I can expect. Whoops. I want to see how much damage I can expect out of him. If it's too low... He evaded it. That's not helpful. 9 damage. Oh, at 300 hit points? That's great. But... That's 10 damage difference for the spellcasters. And I don't have a front row, back row mechanic to defend them from being damaged. That means all the healing is going to go towards my spellcasters. There's no taunt feature. Yeah, there we go. See? He can one-hit kill him. I'm okay with that at this level. So... Do I want this to be 5? That's the thing, because if it's lower... the warrior will take more damage, but so will the spellcasters. Ugh. I could raise their defense. Their defense might be a little low. You know what? I'm going to do that. Instead of raising... I'll just pump up their starting... I'll pump it up by 1. That should be at least... Yeah. All right. That's fine. Oh, I actually should generate a new curve. Same values. Yeah, okay. I didn't do that for the Elementalist, so he's just dangling there with the... this one? Yeah, all right. All right, let me try that again. I don't expect too much of a difference. Maybe 2 hit points. Let's see. Lizzie? With a cane? Yeah. I also want to show off how much damage that does. Because it's not a lot. Remember, the cane is 2 attack points different. Okay. 18 damage. Alright, so it was 1 off. But that's much better. That's okay. I'm alright with that. So, I'm okay with that. So, I'm going to go in and change everybody's health. 300. It seems on the low end. I wouldn't mind giving the warrior 400 to start with, but the scout, 300. Sure. Okay. I'm okay that it grows by 50 for everybody. The scout. Wow, that's a lot. 272 is too low. Yeah, I'll just generate my own curve. 300. All right. I really don't know about the end game. I really don't. I have no idea how much that's going to be. Let's make it a nice round number, regardless. 480. And I'll say 50. Sure. Growth type normal. Generate curve. Okay. Warrior, I'll do the same thing to you. 500. That's an extra... Oh, God. Yeah, I'll leave this the way it is. That's fine. I'm going to go back to the scout, actually, and change it up. Because I do want it to... I do want the growth to slow down a little. I'll just do that, though. Just a little here in the middle. It slows down. And then the priest and the elementalist, do I want them to start at 300 or lower? I think with every other stat I'm changing, having everybody's hit points be the same isn't a bad thing. The spellcasters are going to take more damage. Let's actually drop it. Let's see, it was 450 for the scout. So what about dropping this by another 200? 200 might be too much. I'm going to make this 70. But we can make it an odd... We can make it an odd number, I think. Why don't we do 33? Sure. And then, as at the priest, I want it to plateau. Do I want it to plateau fast? Or not quite so fast? Oh, what's the difference? The difference is where it plateaus. Okay. How fast it gets there. Well, I think the elementalist... Yeah, okay, alright. So I'm going to back this off a little bit. Maybe this one right here. Sure. And then the elementalist will... Same amount, give or take. Maybe a little bit different. Or the same. But he'll plateau much faster. I think that's fine. He'll hit his peak early and then just not grow. Or grow slower than the priest. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So, let's try a fight again. Against 4 rats this time, and we'll have everybody participate. Sword, hide shirt. Actually, I'm going to change your weapon out to spear. Because I don't want you killing an enemy right off the bat. We'll have Joan. She's got her dagger. We'll have Elizabeth. She's got... I'll give her a dagger. And then Solomon... with a dagger. I'll leave him with a cane. Sure. I want to see what the cane does to his spell casting. I'll have him cast a spell to attack. I know it does 100 damage without the cane. What does that extra 5 to magic stat give him? So we'll attack the one on the back, then this one, and this one. And we'll do fire on... Oh, never mind. 37. 84. Oh, I dropped it to 2 times 2. Right. 17, 17. 8. Okay. Hit the rat D. Sure. Joan, hit that one. Hit that one. And you did 84 damage, so... Hit that one. Yeah. 77. 21. Oh no. Don't do that to me. Attack again. Guard. Alright. Well, because I changed up the values of the magic attack, I need to see this now. Well, never mind. Alright. Well, most of those values were fine where I wanted them to be. The magic changed, and I don't remember skills. I don't remember what I did to change that. It's 100 plus magic stat times 2 minus... Oh, it's because I upgraded the enemy's defense to magic. From 5 to 10. That's why. Okay, alright. I got it. I'm okay with the damage the PCs did. And I'm okay with the damage the rats were doing. It wasn't a lot, but picture them fighting like that several times, multiple times, without a way to rest and heal. So that's fine. I want to throw them against... Oh, I want to throw them against a bunch of sprites, but I don't have... I'll have to make one. Let's see... where are you, sprites? Right there. Add 4. Alright. We'll do like this. Alright, auto name. And then battle test. Spear, that's fine. I think they have slightly more actually, hold on. I think they have slightly more defense than our rat does. Yeah, 15 for a level 1 creature. Same amount of hit points, same amount of attack or higher attack damage and defense. So this will determine whether or not I've got a good balance. Dagger, I'm going to give you a bow because that's what you will normally be using. Dagger, cane. Okay. I want to make sure that the cane has magic attack up. Right there. Okay. Alright. Let's do this. Right. Hit the one in front. You hit the one in the back. I want you to hit the one in the back also. I don't think it's going to die. And then Solomon, I need you to test your magic again. Test it on C. That's fine. That's fine. That's good, because they only have 40 hit points. That's fine. And now... Okay, a 5 hit point difference between Gilgamesh and Solomon. That's fine. Let me guard, and then try Bright on this one, and Gust on this one. Alright. Okay. That's good damage. Obviously, the NP cost is too low for that kind of damage. But as we go through... That's only level 1. As we go through, magic defense will increase. The magic attack should fall in line faster. I'm okay with it being a level 1 nuke. I'm not okay with it being a level 5 nuke, so I'll need to fiddle with that. But the damage they were doing and the damage they were taking, I'm okay with. So... let me go back to enemies here and look at the sprite. So... I might want to give them a little more hit points, just to make them tougher. Not much, mind you. They're still going to get their butts kicked. Magic defense, I'm going to raise it a little. Yeah. Magic attack, they don't really have anything. They have a heal, that's about it. Yeah. So I'm going to do that. And that's fine. Let me go back to skills, because Bright did something different. And it's the same cost. Variance of 10% versus... Oh, that's why. That's why. I have the elementals being a variance of 20%. Right. Okay. I think that's fine. Having the variance for magic for the elementalist be different. The spell casting for the priest is mostly going to be to support. So when she attacks, I want her damage to be more in line with what you expect. Instead of just a wild guess whether or not she'll kill an enemy with her attack. Should I say light damage or bright damage? Oh, well, I'll worry about that later. That's semantics that can be worried about later. So I think that's good. I'm going to save real quick. All right, let's go back into equipment now, because in addition to armors, like the hide, we also have hats and bucklers. Buckler 1 defense is not going to cut it. See, the problem is the more defense I give to the warrior, the less he has to worry about healing. That's what I want, but I also want him to be in some form of danger. I want it to be a possibility instead of last man standing. So hide shirt would be 5, plus his defense of 11. Another 3? And then the hat is 2. The hat goes to everybody. I'm actually going to make the hat 3 also. Okay. Okay, I want to test the sprites again with fully armored and equipped players. So let's do it for real. Well, real-ish, I guess. Buckler. Head. Okay. This will be the real test how much damage they do to him. Because wearing a hide shirt, that's fine. That's fine. But having a buckler and a hat as well, he might just be untouchable. Hat. Okay. I'm going to give you back the bow. There we go. Dagger, shield, head, hat. There we go. Same with you, Solomon. Hat. There we go. All right. Let's try this again. I should just throw Solomon in on his own. Not Solomon. Gilgamesh on his own. So I want you to attack the guy in front. That's fine. Attack the one in the back. Attack C. I already know you're not going to do a whole heck of a lot of damage, but let's see it in action with the cane. Two. The cane did 2 damage. Alright. 3 sprites hit 1 guy. That's not cool. And now, if this was a real fight, I've still got 4 people on the board. That health increase for the sprites put them just out of 1-shot range of Gilgamesh. Oh, boy. Solomon could take another round of that. But at the end of battle, even if he doesn't take any more damage, the fact is I would have to use a potion or a spell to get him back to full, because the risk of him dying in the next battle is too high. So the spellcasters might be too weak. And of course nobody bothered to target Gilgamesh, so I have no idea how much damage they do to a fully armored warrior. Alright, let's try that again. We'll attack B. I'm pretty sure I'm going to kill... I'm going to use magic. How much did I say I was going to heal? I want to drop it from 200. Now that I've dropped their health down, 200's too high. That's almost maxing out with a simple heal. Alright, let's try... 4 damage is not going to do anybody any good. Let's do Gust. against... It doesn't really matter, I don't think. Dead, one shot, okay. 74, still good. Yeah, 212, too much. 25. She's got a hat on, right? And that was 25 and 30. That was about the same as Solomon. He took 35 and 30, right? So she's not... She's only slightly better defended. I'm okay with that at this level. As they go up in level, she should get better. Solomon should stay the same. Roughly. I don't want him taking 35 damage from every enemy in the game for the whole game. But he's not being one-shotted, which is important. Alright, I'm going to guard. Yeah, I'm going to guard. I'll attack. I have a problem with Joan missing. Is her defense just not... I mean, is her hit percentage not in the right range? 17. When he guarded, that... Okay, see, that is acceptable. Reducing that much damage on a guard. Okay. I'm just going to have to do it. Let me go back to classes here. What can Elementalists wear? Light armor, magic armor, general armor. Well... No, everybody starts with general armor. That's what hide and hat are. Yeah. By the time I introduce light armor, it should already be better than what the hide armor here is. I was going to say, if I introduce light armor and give it to the Elementalist, I have to balance the game around that. They're going to take far more damage than the people wearing the hide. But this is just opening beginning gear anyways. Yeah, I mean, even if I introduced light armor at the same defense as this hide shirt, he should be okay. Him and Solomon and Elizabeth should be okay. Let me see here. Warrior obviously gets heavy armor later in the game, so he'll be even more of a beast. See, that's the problem, balancing defense, hit points, and armor around. Obviously, the Warrior is going to have more hit points. Obviously, he's going to have a higher defense. But the fact that he can also wear heavier gear means he'll never be dying, while my light armor wearers are constantly at risk. It's a balancing act that I just... I dread. I really do. Okay, going back to troops, I want to see a sprite hit Gilgamesh. I want to know how much damage he takes. So let's remove everybody else. He's got all his gear on. That's good. All right. Somebody hit him. I'm going to have to block, too. There's no way to just pass your turn. Oh. Maybe if I use an item. Yeah. Okay, hit me. 14! 14! That's how... Oh my god. That's less than Solomon took on a block. I'm actually okay with that, though. For a warrior, I'm okay with that. Yeah. Alright, good. And I already know he can almost one-shot them. Okay. I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that. Let me save. Alright, well, I've got hit points and I've got defense locked in for at least the first 5 levels. When the player finally makes it to the logging camp and they get access to heavy armor and light armor, that's when I'm going to start panicking again about the difference in defense. But for now, this is good. This is a good starting point. All right, we'll leave it off here. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Until next time, stay safe, and God bless you.